Hello students, welcome to video classes. So let us start the problems on the assignment of the mechanical properties of fluids. As I already told you earlier, so when I am going to show you the problem on the screen, keep the video on the pause and read the problem and continue for the solution. Okay, let's start the problems. Welcome back students. I hope all of you read the problem. So in the problem there is a diagram is given which is almost in the conic shape. So at the bottom you have to find out the force applied. Okay, to find out the force applied we need to find out the base area. To find out the force, the general formula of pressure P is equals to formula is F by A. That implies the force F is equals to P into A. Okay, this is the formula we are going to use. F is equals to P into A. The pressure means H into D into G. That means the force F is equals to H, D, G into A, area of cross section. In the problem, the height of the conic shape is given to you, that is 0.4 meters, and the base area is given 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4, minus 3 it is, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 is given, and the density is given to you 900 kg per meter cube. So we need to substitute all the values, then we are going to get the answer. So let us write down the values here. F is equals to, H value is given 0.4, G value is given 900 into G value how much I have take 10 into this area of cross section is given 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So all the values you can simplify here. So 3 zeros 10 power minus 3 will be cancelled. Okay, and 4 2s are 8, it will be 0.8 into 9, so it will become 7.2. So the force F is equals to 7.2 newtons. So this much force is applied at the base of the given figure. Okay, so the force will be measured in newtons. Let's go for the next problem. Welcome back students. In the problem there is a U-shaped tube is there. Okay, the diagram will be like this. This is the U-shaped tube. Okay, it is given like this. In this one, both the levels, the liquids are going to be taking here from this point to this point, same height, and up to here. Okay, up to here. What is the depth is given to you? It is given 10 centimeters. And this is going to be filled with the glycerin. Okay, what is there here? Glycerin. Okay, here it is there, glycerin. And here up to certain height, oil is given to you up to H height. Okay, up to H height it is given oil. Okay, it is given oil. The remaining is mercury. The remaining height means what happened? This height will becomes 10 minus H. Okay, 10 minus H will be the mercury will be there. Okay, this is the diagram is given. So up to this total part is given to glycerin. Up to here it is oil, and the remaining part will be mercury is there. And you have to find out this height value. How much height of the oil will be there. So always remember that whenever you are going to refer to that, it is in the equilibrium position. On that condition, this is the point A and this is the point B. Okay, at point A, how much pressure is there? At point B is also the same pressure will be takes place. That means the pressure exerted by this column is equals to the pressure exerted by this column. In this column, the pressure is exerted by glycerin. Here, the pressure is exerted by the two liquids. First one is the oil and the second one is the mercury. So what is the relation? You can write, you can written as PA is equals to PP. PA is equals to PP. Now, this is the glycerin. Glycerin height means what you can write here? P means H into D into G. So, H into D, G into G. Okay, you can write capital G. dg represents density of the glycerin, which is already given in the problem. That is equals to, here the two types of the pressures are there. One is okay, you can recognize it is the Hg. Next it will be H0. H0 represents height of the oil liquid, and D0 density of the oil into G plus deuteris of mercury. So height of the mercury column, density of the mercury column, and the G. Okay. So what is going to be cancelled here? Gg is going to be cancelled here. Now go on, substitute the values. Hg, height of the glycerin, how much here? 10 centimeters into, next dg, density of the glycerin. Density of the glycerin is given to you 1.3 gram per cc is given. It is 1.33 is equals to H0, height of the oil column, it will be H into density of the oil is given to you. Density of the oil is given 0.8 into 0.8 plus height of the mercury column, how much it will be? 10 minus H into height of the density is column given to you. How much it is given? 13.6, and the density of the mercury 13.6. Okay, these are values are given. 0.3 means it will become 13 is equals to 0.8 H. It will become, if you are going to multiply plus 13.6 means it will becomes 136 minus 13.6 H. Okay. So if you are going to simplify it, and if you can find out the H value, then the H value you are going to get as 9.6 centimeters. That implies H is equals to 9.6 centimeters. This is the height of the column. So the problems based on the fluids are very easy if you can remember the concept. In the equilibrium position, how much pressure will be applied here is equals to the pressure applied by this place. Here the pressure is applied by only glycerin, and here the pressure is applied by the oil and the mercury. You are going to equate them, you are going to get the answer. H is equals to 9.6 centimeters. Which option is correct? Fourth option is correct. Okay, let's go for the next problem. Welcome back, students. So the problem is saying that air bubble is traveling from bottom of the lake to the top of the lake. Let us say that this is the lake you are saying, and the water level will be up to this point. Here the air bubble is there. When the air bubble is there at the bottom of the lake, the pressure will be more. That's why the size of the bubble will be very small. While it is going up to the top of the surface, the size of the air bubble is going to be increases. Here the radius is given R, and here the radius is given 2R. Okay. So when you go refer to here, what is happens here? Here the two pressures are there. One, the pressure due to the water level and the atmospheric pressure. And but here only the atmospheric pressure is there. So according to Boyle's law, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2, because the temperature will be remains constant here we are saying. If the temperature is constant you are saying, then what you can write, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. P1 V1 you can consider at the bottom of the lake, P2 V2 you can consider at the top of the lake. Okay, so P1 V1. P1 means at the bottom point, how many pressures are there? Two pressures you can take. One is the atmospheric pressure P0 plus the pressure due to this one, that is HDG. Okay, into V1. V1 means 4 by 3 pi R cube. 4 by 3 pi R cube, because inside the radius is R and the sphere volume is 4 by 3 pi R cube. And this must be equals to P2 V2 on the surface. On the surface, P2 means what you can write? You can write P0 into V2 means here 4 by 3 pi 2R cube, 2R power 3. Okay, once simplified, what are the terms cancels here? 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi will be cancels here. R power 3 is also going to be cancels. That implies what will be remains here? P0 plus it will be HDG is equals to 2 power 3 means it will be 8. So it will becomes 8 P0. Now HDG is equals to, because we have to find out this H value. So that implies what you can write, HDG is equals to, P0 is coming to this side, 8 P0 minus P naught, that is equals to 7 P naught. HdG is equals to 7 P naught. That implies H is equals to 7 P naught by dG. But in the problem is given that the atmospheric pressure is due to the reason of P centimeters of height. P centimeters of height means P naught is equals to what you can write? H dG. At the place of H, what you have to write? P centimeters you have to write. So that implies it can be written as 7 into P into D into G by D into G. What is going to be cancelled here? DG will be cancelled. So that implies H is equals to 7P. This is the option. Okay, don't be confused here. What are the P is given? P centimeters. Atmospheric pressure is produced due to the reason of the P centimeters height of the water level. So the pressure general formula is HdG. At the place of H, what you are taking? P centimeters you are taking. That's why at the place of P naught, what you are getting? P dG. DG will be cancelled and you are going to get a 7P. Okay. So this is the answer, and which option is correct here? So the fourth option is correct here. Okay, let's go for the next problem. Welcome back, students. So in the problem we say that the two objects are there, two bodies A and B. They are going to be floating in a same liquid. Okay, that means the density of the liquid will be remain same. And how they are floating? Object A is floating, half of it is immersed inside, and B is floating 2/3 is immersed inside. Then you have to find out the ratio of the densities. So the ratio of the densities, there is a formula is there, that is rho A by rho B is equals to volume of inside A. Okay, volume of A inside the liquid by volume of B inside the liquid. This is the formula we are going to use. Okay, the ratio of the densities is equals to the volume of the liquid inside the water liquid and the volume of the object B inside the liquid. Object A is floating. How is it going to be floating? It is going to be floating such that half of the part is immersed inside the liquid. B is floating, 2/3 is inside the liquid. So what you can write? It can be written as that is equals to B input means how much volume is there? 1/2, and it is 3/2. Okay. So what is going to be cancelled here? 2 is going to be cancelled here, and what they are asking in the problem. Sorry, it is 2/3. 2/3 it is immersed inside. Not 3/2. It is 2/3. 2/3 means what happens? Rho A by rho B is equals to, it will be 1/2 into 3/2, that is equals to 3/4. The ratio of the densities is equals to 3/4. So which option is correct? Option 3 is correct. 3 is to 4. And try to remember this formula. If the liquid where the objects are floating is same liquid is there, then the density is equals to the ratio of the volume of the objects immersed. That will be the ratio of the densities. Let's go for the next problem. Hello students, welcome back. The problem is very important. I hope all of you read the problem. So in the problem there is a conic shape is given to you, and two liquids are going to be filled here. Bottom side the water is there, and the upper side the kerosene is there. So the diagram is given somewhat like this. This is the conic shape they are given. Okay, and this part is going to be filled with the water, and above it will be in the kerosene. And they are saying that the semi-vertical angle is given to you. What is this angle is given? 37 degrees is given. Okay, then what is the shape of this part will be? This is in the shape of a circle, and this radius is given r. And this height is given to you 10 centimeters, and this height is given to you 8 centimeters. Okay, this height is given 10 centimeters, this height is given 8 centimeters. So when I am going to refer to the right angle triangle, okay, in the case of right angle triangle, what is our formula? If you are going to take the triangle with the angle 37 degrees, I am just going to draw the rough diagram here. If you are going to take like this is the angle is 37 degrees. Then this will becomes 4, and this will becomes 3, and this will becomes 5. These are the standard values you need to remember. Okay, whenever the 37 degrees will be there for the right angle triangle, the adjacent will becomes 4, opposite will becomes 5. Then the hypotenuse will becomes 5. Based on this, we can find out the tan theta. From the diagram, tan 37 degrees is equals to, tan 37 degrees is equals to what you can write, opposite by adjacent. Opposite means R, and here the adjacent is nothing but 8 centimeters. That means what you can write, tan 37 degrees is equals to, what you can write here, R by 8. If it is R by 8, and that is equals to R by 8 and tan 37. Tan 37 means what you can write, opposite by adjacent from this diagram. Okay, from this diagram, tan 37 is equals to R by 8. From this diagram, tan 37 is equals to what you can write, 3 by 4. Both are equal in magnitude. So that means you can written as 3 by 4. So what is going to be cancelled here? 4 2s are. That implies what you are going to get, small r is equals to 2 3s are 6 centimeters you are taking. This is the radius you are taking. So in the problem, what is asking is how much force is applied by the water on the kerosene. So here at this junction, you can apply the Newton's third law. According to Newton's third law, action and reaction both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So it is little bit difficult to find out the force applied by the water in the upward direction, but it is very easy to find out the force applied by the kerosene in the downward direction. So to find out the force applied by the kerosene in the downward direction, that means at this point how much pressures will be there? The pressure due to the atmosphere plus the pressure due to the depth of the kerosene. So to find out that, the density we are required. But in the problem, the density is not given, he is given the relative density of the kerosene is given. I hope all of you remember the relative density formula. There is a lot of formulas are there to find out the relative density. The general formula is relative density is equals to density of the object by the density of the water. Okay, and the density of the water is 1000. And what we are going to take in the problem, the relative density is given to you, that is 0.8 is given to you. And if you want to find out the density of the object, what you need to do? It is given 8 meters. It is 10 meters it is given, and it is 8 meters it is given, not centimeters. That means it will be 60 of the object is equals to, or the density of the kerosene, rho K is equals to. So what you can write, relative density into density of water. Okay, density of the kerosene is equals to relative density into density of water. Relative density how much is given? It is 0.8 is given into density of water how much you can take, 1000. That is equals to 800. 800 is the density of the kerosene will be there. Now there we have all the values with us to find out what is the force will be there. The force F is equals to pressure into area. Area means here the radius we have calculated. What is the area formula here? Pi r square. So that means the force applied F is equals to the pressure into area of cross section. The pressure means two pressures you can write. One is P naught plus next one is H rho K into G into pi r square. P naught atmospheric pressure, H into rho 1 into G, rho K into G. This rho K will represent the density of the kerosene. Just now we have calculated. Height means height of the liquid column or the kerosene column. This is how much is given, 10 meters is given. Go on, substitute the values here. That implies F is equals to P naught means how much is given, 10 to the power of 5 is given, plus H value how much I will take, 10 into rho K density of kerosene how much is given, 800 into G value I am going to take 10, okay, into pi value you can take pi into r square means 6 square. Okay. Go on, simplify these equations. If you are going to simplify this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is there, 8 into 10 power 4. If I write down in the terms of 10 power 5, then what you can write, 0.8 into 10 to the power of 5. So that means you can written as F is equals to, it is 10 to the power of 5 plus 0.8 into 10 to the power of 5 into pi into 36. 10 to the power of 5 will be taken as common. That implies F is equals to, it will becomes 1.8 into 10 to the power of 5 into 3.14 into 36. If you are going to simplify this equation, okay, if you can simplify all these values, you are going to get the answer 2 into 10 to the power of 7. 2 into 10 to the power of 7 newtons. This is the answer you are going to be having here. So, in this way, this is the force applied by the kerosene in the downward direction. According to Newton's third law, what happens? How much force is applied by the kerosene in the downward direction? The same amount of force will be applied by the water in the upward direction because the kerosene is in the equilibrium position. When the equilibrium position is there, according to Newton's third law, the action and the reactions are very important, are equal. So the force is equal to 2 into 10 to the power 7 newtons. Okay. So this is the answer we need to remember. Okay. Let's go for next problem. Welcome back, students. So the problem simply is saying that a wooden cylinder is floats vertically in water with half of it is immersed inside the liquid, immersed inside the water, and is asking the density. For example, if you are saying that this is a vessel and this is the object, it is half is immersed, then how can it be? If it is in the balanced position, the weight of the total object is equals to weight of the liquid displaced. Okay, weight of the liquid or the weight of the water displaced. That means what you can write, W is equals to WL. W represents weight of the object, WL represents weight of the liquid displaced. Now here the density of the water can be represented by sigma and the density of the object can be represented by rho. Sigma represents the density of the water and rho represents the density of the object will be takes place. Now, so let us write down the weight of the object means what you can write, weight of the object, mass is equals to, weight is equals to mg, m is equals to volume into density. Volume into density means V into rho into G is equals to, okay, weight of the liquid displaced. How much weight of the liquid is displaced? Half of the volume of the object. That means V by 2 into density is sigma into G. Okay, cancel the equal terms. What is going to be cancelled here? VV and GG is going to be cancelled. Then rho is equals to what you can write? Sigma by 2. Okay, so the density of the object is equals to half of the density of the water. This is the relation. What is this relation explains? The density of the object is equals to half of the density of the water. So which option is correct here? The second option, half of the density of the water. So second option is correct. Okay, simply remember that when the object is in position, equilibrium position, the weight of that object is equals to the weight of the liquid displaced. If you can equate them, the most of the physical quantities you can calculate. Okay, let's go for next problem. Welcome back, students. So in the problem is saying that a hydraulic lift is there. This is the applications of the Pascal's law. According to applications of Pascal's law, the pressure will be remains same. Okay, at the two positions. That means the force and the area of cross section are inversely proportional. Where the area of cross section is less, the force will become more. Where the area of cross section is large, the force will be minimum. So P1 A1. So in the problem, the pressures are equal according to the Pascal's law. It is P1 is equals to P2. And we know that the pressure is equals to force by area. Force by area means you can written as F1 by A1 is equals to F2 by A2. Here the force can be written in the terms of weight. So that implies this can be written as M1G by pi R1 square is equals to M2G by pi R2 square. Area of cross section. Cancel the equal terms. Pi pi. Let us say that mg is the larger mass and m1 is the small mass. R1 is the small area, R2 is the large area. We have to find out the m2. And what are the area for is given to you? The large area is given to you as 20 and what weight must be placed on the small piston is saying small piston will be, okay. So the area, large piston area is given 20 is to 1. 20 is to 1. And we are going to calculate the formulas here. M2 is equals to, okay, M2 is equals to, it is going to numerator. That means it is M1 into R2 is going to numerator, R2 by R1 whole square. R2 by R1 whole square. So here the M2 is equals to M1 into R2 by R1. Here M1 is how much is given here? M1 is given 1500 is given and R1 is given 20 and R2 is given 1. Because it is given 20 is to 1. So if you are going to calculate this value, that implies M2 is equals to M1 means how much you can take 1500 into R2 means how much you can take 1 by 20. It will be whole square. Okay, if we can simplify this value, M2 is equals to it will becomes 1500 by 20 square. 20 square means it will becomes 400. It will be cancels. So 4 3s are 12. Okay, 4 3s are 12. 12 means how much will be there? 13. That means almost this value will be 3.2. Okay, 4 3s are 12. 3.7 will be takes place. Okay, so it will be 3.7 almost 5 because 4 3s are 12. How much will be there? 30. 4 7s are 28 and 5. So 3.75. It will be in kgs. 3.75 kgs. That means 3.75 kgs should be used to balance the mass of the 1500 kg weight. So the problem is based on the past class. Okay. So that's all for today. See you in the next class with another topic. Thank you.